Hello there, my dear Capricorns. Welcome to DragonTaleTarot. My name is Ariel, and this is your tarot and astrology reading for May 2020. I hope you guys have been doing great and staying well, staying safe, and taking good care of yourself and each other. I do apologize. I did not get mid-month readings up for April. My personal readings have definitely been increasing, and work has been getting better, so it's been busy, but it's good too at the same time. But as a result, I'm kind of having to reschedule and shift things around a little bit more for my channel. So what I'm going to do for the foreseeable future is just do one big general reading for each sign at the start of each month, and I'll still be doing my full moon readings. I'll, sometimes do those mid-month updates if we have a lot of planetary energies or eclipses going on, so I'll be doing that. And I'm also hoping soon to be doing love and relationship readings as well, on a semi-frequent, basis, because I know that that's something a lot of people ask about. It's a big thing on everybody's mind and heart right now, so I will be doing as much as I possibly can and as much as work allows. So I appreciate your patience. If you have not yet been here before, I do welcome you. If you're a new returning subscriber, I'm so glad to have you back. If you haven't yet done so, I always invite you to hit that subscribe button and join the Dragon family. Always give it that dragon claw up to let me know you enjoy this content, hitting that like button. So first, a few quick notes always before we start is that this is a general reading, guys. It's not going to resonate with every Capricorn out there. So if these messages resonate and speak to you, then they are meant for you. If they do not, kick them on out to another goat out there, or revisit this reading in a week or so. It may make more sense then. Do check the personal placements for your birth chart, to see what all is going on in there. But this is mostly going to resonate with Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs. And all Capricorn cross-watchers are welcome to watch. If you're interested in a personal reading with me, or if you would like to know more about the card decks that I use in any of my readings, or would like to make a donation to the channel, all of those links are below in the description box. So let's go ahead and get started. Capricorn, wow, what a power month this is going to probably line up to be for you, because we are in the time of Taurus. This is the first earth sign of the earth signs. We have Taurus, we have Virgo, we have Capricorn, and so Taurus is the first one on the list. So you're definitely going to be feeling this. This is activating your universal fifth house of Leo. So, this is a month that's very much about your heart, your creativity, making you feel more generous, more inclined to help others. This is all about that. It can also include, children, pets, anything that you love and take care of and nurture in a creative and sort of colorful, beautiful way. Any of my creative Capricorns out there, whether you're a musician, artist, writer, poet, dancer, whatever it is, your energy is going to definitely be coming up around this, because Leo absolutely always favors creative self-expression from your heart. And Capricorn, we know, the Capricorns, we have such a tough exterior, but such a big heart. So you have a lot in there, a lot to say, a lot to give. And, just like Leo, there are some similarities. There's a loyalty from Capricorn. Leo tends to be a very loyal sign as well. So that's very strong for you this month. Also, we're going into a time of many retrogrades in the middle of May. I'm going to point that out. I may even do a separate video just talking all about that, because it's quite a lot. We will have Venus going retrograde along with your ruling planet Saturn and Jupiter as well. So, this is all going to start happening. Pluto is also gone retrograde last weekend. So there's a whole lot of things that are going to be going into review mode for Capricorn. When Saturn goes retrograde, not just for you, but for everyone, we really go back and we re-examine. I always put the re-words with retrogrades. Re-examine, rethink, rework, anything that we're trying to, plan for the future. We try to rework it and make sure that it's stable. Capricorn, especially Saturn energy, which is our rulership, is very focused on making things last, making things, stand the test of time. So like Capricorn, if you're considering like a big move or moving forward in a relationship or taking a different job or studying for a different job, all these different kind of things, during this time of Saturn being in retrograde, which is a 5-month cycle, you will be going more and kind of going, okay, let's rework and fine tune any of these plans, whether they're potential plans or things that you're already in, and just make sure that, they have that strength, that they have a solid foundation and roots. If anything needs to be healed, it'll definitely come up. Saturn is also in the first couple degrees of the sign of Aquarius. As it goes retrograde, of course, it's going to go back through. So it will start to hit those last degrees of Capricorn again in July. It will be there in those last degrees of Capricorn until December, in the middle of December. So I think it's interesting, we already went all the way through all the degrees of Capricorn. As it backtracks, back through those last degrees, it's almost like you already studied, you already learned the subject matter, but it's almost like the teacher comes in to give you a little quick test on it and say, okay, let's test your knowledge. Did you learn the lesson, Capricorn? Did you learn the lessons that we taught you? And so Capricorn, these have been some very, very tough, hard-learned lessons over the last couple of years with Saturn in our sign. So absolutely, I think most of us goats, we're going to pass that test. Where Capricorns are such great preparers. So, but just beware of that. You will feel that again through the second half of the year. So Venus will also be going into retrograde in the sign of Gemini. That is a big one for everybody because we don't get that many Venus retrogrades. Saturn goes retrograde every year. Jupiter does. They do that back and forth. So it's a kind of normal pattern that we're used to. But, we only get the Venus retrograde once every 2.5 years. So this is also for about a month going to be reworking our relationships, be digging into how well we communicate with each other. And it has a lot to do with our healing of relationships, is going to be very tied into communication. And Venus will be in Gemini until August 4th. So on that note, Capricorn, let's go ahead and get into your cards. We still do have Jupiter is going to be traveling back in Capricorn. That's actually very, very lucky. But there is going to be a lot of reworking. We're going to be rethinking and, stabilizing and, making sure, firming up those future plans, those future ideas to make sure that they have lasting quality and merit. So I'm going to pull a major arcana card for you and some oracle cards, and then we're going to get into a full Celtic Cross Tarot spread with 2 different decks for you guys. Dear angels, divine beings of light, guardians, ancestors, helpers, and healers, please be with the Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising sign of Capricorn as we do their reading for May 2020. Please protect their energy as well as mine throughout the session, and please bring through clear, accurate messages for their highest good. Thank you so much. Oh, I like that. So Capricorn, the major arcana card for you for May is the Star. This is Aquarius energy, which is really perfect because Saturn is in Aquarius right now. So it's an actually beautiful alignment. I also will point out that if you are interested in just stargazing and astronomy in general, that Saturn and Jupiter are very, very visible in the night sky. For me, I'm seeing them very early in the morning, like at 5 or 6. They're out there just before, the sun comes up super bright. And I'm not sure exactly when those rise, but you can check online and just, see when the visibility for Jupiter, Saturn, and also Mars. Mars is visible too. It's a little bit further. You'll see Jupiter is very bright. Saturn is close by it, which is just a little less bright. And then Mars is a little bit behind, but it's very beautiful. And it'll really, it just makes me feel so connected, right, with that planetary energy. But the Star is all about that attainment, that finally, like reaching that peace, contentment, balance, harmony, stability between the head and the heart after really coming through hellfire to get there, coming through so much challenge, Capricorn. And we all know, anybody watching this, oh, we all know that, you know, I'm a Capricorn, if you didn't know. If you didn't notice, I'm talking about myself a little bit here too. That we have definitely been through those major challenges. That's what makes me so happy to see that star for you guys, because it's like, whoo, yeah. You don't get the star unless you've been through the deep, deep valleys, the dark nights of the soul, and the hellfire, guys. So let's bring up a chakra crystal card. We're going to see what chakra or gemstone is best for you to work with and to be healing this month of May. Oh, Capricorn, check it out. Now this is definitely a Capricorn gemstone. The garnet is very aligned with Capricorn energy. So the garnet came up. This is about the heart chakra and the sacral. So the heart and the sacral, which is right kind of between the hips, you know, that is your center of creativity, your center of love. Very interesting. We already talked about that Leo house being activated for Capricorn, which definitely deals with both of those, which is creative expression and, you know, openness of the heart. This is also about commitment. So, you know, Capricorn, this could take a lot of different you know, manifestations for you, because this is general. For some of you, it could be, you know, getting into a deeper commitment in your relationship or marriage. For some of you, it could be getting engaged. For some of you, it's like committing to yourself, committing to love yourself more, to express yourself creatively on a more regular basis. But the garnet is a great stone to work with. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can just go on and, you know, find some tumbled garnets, you know, or a little, you know, beaded bracelet, and those are usually not too expensive. But that garnet, oh, I love it, because, you know, growing up, that was always my birthstone. So it's like, yeah, it's a very Capricorn gemstone that many Capricorns may already even have because of that connection. So let's look into the Druid Animal Oracle. We're going to see which animal spirit is coming close to you. Oh, one of my favorites. We're getting some great cards coming out here, guys. The Wren, and the Wren is divine connection. It's connection with the Creator, with Source Divine. Oh, I love it. And there are so many fantastic legends in Celtic and Druidic lore about the Wren. How the, you know, I actually wrote a song about this because I'm a musician, and I love, you know, Celtic music, and Celtic music is largely what I've done in my life. And so there are these great stories about the Wren, and there's actually some very old songs about the Wren too. But one of my favorite legends about the Wren is there was a gathering of all the birds, and they decided they were going to crown one of the birds the king of all the birds. And they decided that the way that they would, you know, figure this out is by having a little contest where all the birds would fly as high as they could, and whoever flew closest to the sun would be named the king of the birds. Everyone thought it would be the eagle, right? Or the hawk, or some bird that's very, very strong. And the Wren thought, well, you know, I'm a tiny little guy, so you know, Wrens are just these little birds. And so he used his cunning, he used his skill, and he thought, I'll sneak and I'll get under the wing of the eagle. So the eagle flew and got closest to the sun, and just before they were about to crown him king, the Wren popped out, flew just a little higher than him, and said, behold, here is your king. So that's one of my favorite stories about the Wren. And to me, that is really, it's like, that's why the Wren is considered the king of the birds, because he used not his strength, but his skill and his wit to kind of outsmart all the other birds and won that title. So yes, this is about you, you know, using your wit, using your skill, using your connection to the divine, you know, and really getting close to that creative spirit. So absolutely, guys, that is a divine spirit animal for you. So let's pull from the Fairy Oracle. The month of not March, I'm going to say May. The month of May is, you know, the Taurus rulership, which to me is super earthy. It's super grounded and nice and stable. So I'm going to pull from the fairies because they are very closely linked to earth energies. Let's see what they have got to say to you today. I love it. Okay, this is like hitting so many great points. This is the journey card. It's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Pack your passport now. So Capricorn, I know like we're in a time when travel is kind of damped down. A lot of people aren't, you know, doing a whole lot of that. But, you know, like I said, with this going on in the retrograde, a lot of us are rethinking plans about travel, maybe rescheduling a, you know, a trip or a journey that we wanted to take. And it may take a little time to get there, but this is saying be prepared for that. Even if it's not till next year or later in the year even, you know, it's like, just be ready to go. And I love that the rabbit, that the hare is part of this, because to me, and I have rabbits, I love my bunnies, oh my goodness, but you know, the rabbit is all about honoring intuition, being prepared, being watchful. They're very grounded, very connected to the earth, and those ears, they hear everything. So, you know, you're very aware, but she's getting ready. She's gonna take a bunny train. She's got a little saddle on that bunny. She's gonna take a trip on the bunway. On the bunway. That's great. I love it. So anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get into your tarot and see what's gonna come up for you there. Let's move Mr. Dragon over. I'm gonna be using Ciro Marchetti's Tarot of Dreams for the main spread here today. And then I will be doing the clarification with the Rider-Waite. So Spirit, let's see what we've got for our Capricorns for May 2020 out there. Oh, yeah. I like it. Ooh, yes, Capricorn. So let's check this out. Right at the center of the spread where you currently are at is the Knight of Coins. This is your energy with that Knight of Pentacles. This is the slow and steady wins the race Knight. To me, that's a very, very beautiful Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, because this Knight out of all the Knights is the one that will always get to the finish line. And Capricorn, you are the same way. You might take your time. It might be a slow journey, but you always get to your destination, even if it takes a long while. So to me, this tells me that you are definitely on the process of some, you know, not surprising, a journey, just like this journey card. So you are in, you know, like in the process. You're not quite there yet. There's something very big that you're riding towards, and you're, you know, working on day by day. And, you know, I know it's funny, Capricorn tends to be a very patient sign, but I think sometimes they can get a little impatient with that timing, you know, because many times Capricorn will put in so much effort over so many years, and sometimes, you know, we just stomp our little goat hoof and we're like, when is it gonna freaking get here? You know, but it's like, this is just really the reminder from Spirit right now. This is where you are. You are on the journey. Don't worry. You haven't stalled out. You haven't stopped progressing. It may feel like it. It may feel like it's really moving slow. But this is really, let's see what, I'm curious to see what card comes up on top of this. Let's see what we get there first. Yes. Aw, because Capricorn, you've been feeling left out in the cold with somebody, or somebody's been feeling left out in the cold with you. Oh, I have to. One of my favorite readers. I love what he says about this. His name is Ramblin' Mike. If you haven't seen his readings yet, you should definitely check him out. He's super fun. But he does mostly love readings. And I like what he says about this one, is that, this is like really two soulmates that have come back again and again in the 3D. And it's like when one is feeling left out in the cold, the other one is feeling left out in the cold too. So Capricorn, this to me, very interestingly, is a journey of, especially if you're in a soul connection, twin flame, something like that. If you've been feeling left out, they've been feeling left out too. It's mutual. If this doesn't have to do with the relationship, this is just you kind of feeling excluded from sort of that inner warmth or that inner sanctum. And to me, that card is always about this, again, change of perspective, because look, the lights are on in there. All they have to do is go around the other side to get into that door and get into the warmth and get into that light again. So, Capricorn, if you've been feeling like that, it's like sometimes there really is. It's like a choice to be happy, a choice to, move towards those things that are going to be better and happier and more blessed for you. But that's a nice thing to know, right? That you're moving towards it. I would also say Venus, the position for that universally is going to be in your 8th house. And the 8th house is Scorpio. And Scorpio has to do with deep healing and regeneration. It's psychological and emotional healing on a super deep level. So if you're going through something with a partner or a soulmate or anyone in a relationship, there's some deep healing that's got to come up on a very profound level. So going into the immediate past, we have that 2 of Wands. It's Mars energy, it's Aries energy, it's new beginnings, new rebirth. And so you're really coming from a place, very recently, where your main desire is really, for those new beginnings, for that new start, for those new windows of opportunity. So I really feel that currently that is, kind of your goal. It's like, I want to get to those, bright new doors, those new starts in life, where it's like, I'm just ready. Let's see what comes up on top of that 2 of Wands. Oh, and Capricorn, this journey is very blessed. The new beginnings are very blessed. Look at that Ace of Cups. Anytime I do any reading, if the Ace of Cups comes up, I'm like, yep, that's a super blessed energy from Spirit, because to me that really is that divine hand, of the Creator. So definitely be assured that your angels are watching out for you as you go to these new phases of life. Going into the immediate future, we have the Page of Swords. This is a younger energy, of course. This could be Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, because this is an air sign. And it usually can be maybe somebody that's a little younger and or immature than you. It could also be messages coming through to you, especially through the internet or by text message, because, air energy rules those electronic devices. This can also be somebody peeking in on you, Capricorn. This can be somebody watching your social media, looking at your pictures, wondering what you're up to, thinking about where you are. So that's definitely all part of that as well. And look at that, the Strength card is there. So yet again, Capricorn, this is going to take your strength and potentially someone else's to make this work out. To me, this is, that infinity. It's the spirit symbol there with the woman calming the lion. And the lion is the symbol of our human emotions, our worries, our doubts. And so, Capricorn, really pull into your higher mind, your higher spirit. That's that divine connection with the Ren. This is about that higher connection with the divine. Use your strength, use your wits, use your calm higher mind to calm those worries, those fears, those anxieties that you may be having about the situation at hand. On the undercurrent, we do have the Seven of Wands, and you know that's some feisty energy there with that Mars rulership, very Leo, Aries, you know, but this is a feeling like deep within, this is your subconscious, what you're focused on. You do feel like you have the moral higher ground here. You do feel like, you know, you have a better position. If you're arguing with somebody, it's like, no, I know what I'm talking about here. So Capricorn, be sure that you're not getting too stuck or too rigid in your mindset. You know, the only thing I always caution with this is, you know, to make sure that you are able to still be forgiving and willing to see somebody else's side of things, because sometimes you can get really entrenched with that Seven of Wands, but you're definitely ready to stand up for yourself with that. And, you know, it's a Leo energy, so it's about the heart too. And there we have the Six of Wands. So Seven of Wands, Six of Wands. So to me, I think you will have a victory here. There will be victory over, you know, this kind of impasse that you may be feeling that you're at. You will be able to be heard and seen. I think that your positions will be acknowledged, you know, whatever those are. And, you know, if it's important for you to also hear the other side, which it always is, you know, you will be victorious in that as well. So here, a message from Spirit crowning the spread is the Three of Cups. Beautiful celebratory energy. So Capricorn, even if, you know, you're not going out a whole lot, even if you're not being super social, this is time to talk to your friends, you know, really connect with them. It's also time to celebrate just your own personal victories, anything that you've really accomplished, overcome, or achieved. This is Mercury energy. It's Cancer energy. So to me, you know, you could have a perfectly awesome celebration at home, just enjoying being where you are, especially if you're able to get out into nature and ground and center with the earth right now. It is very, very favored. Yes, and Capricorn, you might feel a little bit, this is really Spirit letting you know that, you know, the major big celebrations could be being put off right now because this is like, hang in there. We're not quite there yet, but it is coming. You know, it might feel like you've really been waiting. You still might feel like you're waiting. There's a little bit of element of sacrifice. There's a little element of, you know, divine timing at work here, always with that Hanged Man, because it's a Neptune energy. So Spirit is at work. Those celebrations are coming though, Capricorn. So just hang in there and let Spirit do its business. So let's pull some advice for you. See what we get along the side here. Ooh. Wow, Capricorn. Okay, so suggested approach is to be aware of stress, anxiety, fears, and things that are really just kind of winding you up mentally. It's really time to let that go, Capricorn, because, you know, this is, to me, it's like you can sometimes just sabotage your own good outcome or your own peace, your own happiness, just by, you know, letting those worries root and, you know, just run away with you. So anything that you can do to kind of calm those worries, calm that worried mind, is absolutely what you should be doing. The energy of this card is Gemini and it is Mars, so this does have a lot to do with communication, and I would guarantee that some of you, I'm really feeling this, is like, if communication is blocked because it's Mars, it's like you need it to be active, right? And so if communication is blocked, or you can't feel like you can say what you need to say or be heard when you do say it, that's what's causing a lot of the stress. So very important to find ways to express what you need to. And look at that, we've got that star card coming out. So, you know, Capricorn, there it is again. We had it at the first, you know, part of the reading. To me, this is a really beautiful resolution to the Nine of Swords, because Nine of Swords is air energy. The Star card is air energy with that Aquarius power. So this to me is liberation, literally freedom from those worries, from those anxieties. I think you're going to have some really powerful breakthroughs in this month of May where, you know, you really are able to manage your own mental condition, your own mental body. It's really powerful here, guys. What you need to know, this is what's getting on your nerves. This is what's hurting you, is this feeling of the Five of Swords, is that, you know, somebody didn't hold up their end of the bargain, somebody left you holding the bag, and having to pick up the pieces and keep moving along on your own. That's Venus, Aquarius energy. Again, there's a lot of Aquarius on this reading here, Capricorn. So let's see what we're going to pull on top of this one. The Page of Wands. So to me, there's a fresh new start. Could be that you have a complete fresh new start with what you did take away from a bad situation. Or this could, for some of you, could be, you know, whoever it was that let you down, kind of coming back and asking for a new start, because the Page of Wands is all about those new beginnings. So take that as it resonates, Capricorn. Fears and worries, hopes and fears. This is the Three of Wands sitting here. So this is really you. It's like you're hoping that those ships are going to come in, Capricorn, and there's that, you know, opposite fear that they may not, right? So it's like, I think that really always with this card, it is, you know, not the actuality, it's the hope or the fear. So let's see what advice we've got on that card. Six of Pentacles. So Capricorn, my advice on this is anything that comes into your harbor has to come in correctly. It has to be in balance. It has to be, you know, harmonized. There has to be a healthy sense of compromise and equal give and take. So whoever comes in, whatever ship comes in, whatever person comes in, whatever offers come in, it's like, well, let's make sure that this is balanced, that this is working, that, you know, I'm not going to end up doing all the work, because Capricorn, you know, you have a tendency to do all the work. So you got to make sure, you know, that both of you are going to be pulling your weight, not just you. So the outcome card is absolutely stunning and beautiful. We have that 10 of coins, 10 of pentacles, which is a gorgeous, fantastic, stable, healthy, beautiful outcome. You know, this is money getting better. This is harmony in the home. You know, relationships and family connections improving. Very, very beautiful. There's a lot of diligent work that has gone into this, and a lot of healthy communication, because we do have that Virgo and Mercury energy around that card as well. So let's get a clarifier on that. Ooh, these are hopping today. Oh, Capricorn. So for some of you, there's going to be some kind of a reconciliation. Definitely, because there's somebody out there that's really thinking about when times were really good between you, when things were awesome, and really the fact that their life isn't as good without you in it. That's really the truth on that one. You know, this can also be beautiful childhood memories. For those of you that this is about healing family connections, that's part of it as well, because that Six of Cups is really just about the only tarot card that really, you know, addresses the past very, very purposefully. You know, and that's why it's a card of reconciliation and, you know, nostalgia and sentiment. So very beautiful outcome, Capricorn. Let's check what's on the bottom. Ooh, so the World card is on the bottom of that deck. So there's definitely going to be some completions and fulfillment. And oh, look at that. Three of Wands coming back out to say hello again. So there's definitely some ships coming into dock. And Capricorn, like I said, you got to make sure that they're coming in proper. But you're definitely on a sacred journey this month of May. Wow. So let's pull a Making Magic card. Get a last bit of affirmation here for you. Oh, so Capricorn, one enchanted evening is the card coming up, which is the perfect night. So there may be, that moment that changes everything around. And I think in life that's so true. It's like, you can go on and on and on for so long, and then we hit some kind of, kind of almost like a magic moment that really reconnects us, gets us back on track, gets us back on our path. So this is a beautiful sigil that you can write down, you can meditate with, put it in your journal, etc. to meditate on for this month of May. So hope that this helped you guys. I hope it made sense, and I will be seeing y'all very soon. Take care.